The following 4 shirim are sponsored by and in the schus Arina Shalamis Basar Yocheved and Yehudis Malya Basar Yocheved for Zivug Hagim Bakarov. These 2 special young ladies not only are sponsoring the shir, but it was their brilliant questions that led me to understand the material that is presented in these shirim. Whoever wants to get a shidduch with 2 girls who have all the milas, please be in touch with me, and we will arrange such a shidduch. Chazal tell us about an idea called Katnei Emunah. There's a gadol in Emunah, and there's a katan in Emunah. Just like in halacha, we have a concept of a katan and a gadol, so too in Emunah, there's a concept of a katan and gadol. Noach was a katan in Emunah, Chazal teach us, because he didn't go into the teva until the water was up to his nose. Why is that considered a katan be'emunah? What makes that a katan? So we all know one of the major differences between a katan and a gadol, a child and an adult, is an adult works with logical thinking, while a katan works much more with physical punishments and even at times threats. This is why Noach was called a katan in emunah. He didn't go into the teva because Hashem told him, now's the time to go in. Rather, he waited until the water was up to his nose, and he had to go in. Hashem had to use techniques which are normally used for children on adults. Even though Noach was said to be a tzaddik b'dorasav, yeah, a righteous person in his generation. He was called by the Torah a tzaddik. There's a very high madrega, but still, Noach was called the katan in emunah because his perception, his understanding of emunah was much like that of a child and not like that of an adult. We all have to grow in emunah, and we all have tests in emunah daily. Right? And one of the greatest tests that we've had in many, many years was October 7th. On October 7th, atrocities took place, which the state of Israel has not known of these since its inception. We've gone through terrible, terrible times with the death of over 1,000 people on October 7th, and then the death of many soldiers since that time. This can bring us to weaken our emunah. This can bring us to doubt Hashem ways. But we must not do that. During these times, it's really just the opposite is true. Hashem wants us to go from being a katan, a child in our emunah, to a gadol, to be an adult in our emunah. We have to raise our emunah to the greatest levels. And even though it's extremely difficult what happens on October 7th, it causes us the greatest pain. We feel so much for the parents, for the children, for the friends of all those who died. For all those soldiers whose wives are widows and whose children are orphans. We feel for them from the depth of our heart. Yet, the greatest thing that we could do for all of these individuals is use this situation to become katanim in emunah to gedolim in emunah. We all must grow up in the level of emunah. This is what will bring B'ezrat Hashem the Gula Shlema. As Chazal teach us in Sota Mem Tes Amud Aleph, Mem Tes Amud Beis, 19 attributes that are needed before Mashiach comes, but the final one, the conclusion, the Makava Patish, the final hammer blow, which will usher in the Gula, is Ein Lanu Lishan El Avinu V'Shamayim. We have nothing to rely on except for our Father in heaven. As I always say, why does it say Avinu Sheb'Shamayim? Because sometimes it looks like God has banished himself to the heavens. We don't see Hashem in this world, but Hashem is right there. Hashem was there on October 7th. Hashem was there on the battlefield in Gaza. Hashem is with us in Lebanon. All the soldiers who died sanctifying Hashem's name. And Baruch Hashem, we've been zocheh to many, many miracles since this war started. And the best thing we could do for all of these soldiers, for all the civilians, for all the people of Israel, for the entire Jewish community in Israel and abroad, is to become adults in emunah. To go from being katanim in emunah to be gedolim in emunah. This is our challenge. My friends, We have a big task in front of us. Let's all roll up our sleeves and get to work. To go from being children to being adults. Not to be like Noach, who had to wait until the water was up to his nose in order to go into the teva. But we should march forward with strength in our prayers, in everything we do, to get to the level of Gedolim in Emunah. Hashem should help us with this very worthy endeavor, and please daven for Rina Shalamit Bat Sarah Yocheved and Yehudis Malia Bat Sarah Yocheved. They should find Zigunim, Hagunim, Bakarav. Amen.